Graphing lines from slope-intercept form. After watching this video, I will be able to graph linear equations in slope-intercept form. An important note about negative fractions. If you are given a fraction that is negative, well, you can have the negative sign either to the entire fraction, like the first example, or you can have the negative on the numerator, like the example in red, or you can have the negative symbol on the denominator, like the example circled in blue. However, if you have a negative fraction, it would not equal a -1 over a -2, like the example below. So be sure that you understand when you have a negative fraction, there are 3 different ways where you can write it, where it will be mathematically correct. However, you do not want to make the mistake that is in the bottom that's circled in green. Now, in the previous lessons, we've been talking about slope-intercept form, and we've done various different things with them. We've been able to identify the slope and the y-intercept. We've been able to write the equation when given the slope and y-intercept, and we've been able to write the equation when given a graph. So now, if we are given an equation in slope-intercept form, we can actually graph the line. So first, you need to identify what the y-intercept and what the slope is using your y equals mx plus b, like we did back in lesson 4.5a. So here, my lesson b is -5. My slope is 2 over 5. And then I'm going to begin by plotting the y-intercept. So I'm going to go to my y-axis, and I am going to plot a point at -5 because that's my y-intercept. And now that I have my slope, I am going to count my slope. So I have a rise of 2. So 1, 2, and then I have to run 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I plot my point. Once you have 2 points, you want to connect them in order to graph your line. If you just have 2 points as your answer, this would be incorrect because we want to graph the actual line of the equation. So again, we want to find our y-intercept and our slope. So our y-intercept is 5 and our slope is 4. Now remember that slope is rise over run. So that means we should have a fraction. Because 4 is a whole number, the fraction equivalent to 4 would be 4 over 1. There's always an imaginary 1 underneath a number should we need it. So this really means rise 4, run 1. So I'm going to start by plotting a point at my y-intercept. So I go to my y-axis and I plot a point at 5. And then I'm going to start by doing my rise over run. So if I rise 4, 1, I run out of graph. There is no more space. So instead of going up and right, I'm going to go down and left. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to the left. And then I connect my line. Let's pretend that's your straight line. And you always want to make sure that you take a double look at your graph to make sure that you graphed it correctly. Because my slope is positive, I should have an uphill line. This is an uphill line, so I know that I graphed it correctly. So I start by identifying my slope and y-intercept based on the equation given to me. Then I start by plotting a point at the y-intercept. And then I count my rise over run. Because this is a negative number, my line must have a downhill. So I could plot a point by going up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the left 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I can plot a point by going down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, to the right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So because it's negative, if you choose to go up, then you have to go left. But if you choose to go down, then you have to go right. Don't forget to connect your dots. Your answer should not just be points, it should be an entire line. Okay, so this is an example for you to try. Press pause, see if you can answer the question, and then press play to see if you got it correct. Pause your video now. So you should have a point plotted at your 0, 3, or your y-intercept 3, and your next point should be -1, -3, because we went down 6 and to the left 1. I cannot go up 6 and to the right 1 because we run out of space on the graph. Remember that this is a positive slope, so we're going uphill, so I should have a line that's going up. This is another example, so pause your video, see if you can get the answer correct, and then press play. Pause your video now. So here our equation given to us was y equals -x. So because there was no b part, there was nothing there, 0 represents nothing, so our y-intercept is 0. And the y-intercept at 0 means that there is a point at the origin, which is literally the center of your coordinate plane. And then your slope is -1. Because it says -x, there's an imaginary 1 in front of x. Our slope is -1, or we would say -1/1 so that we can have that rise over run idea. And because our slope is negative, my line needs to look like it's going downhill. So I would go down 1 to the right 1, or up 1 to the left 1 to plot my points, and remember to graph the line. And our last example is to remember the special cases when it comes to graphing lines. So whenever you have x equals a number, this is going to be an example of a vertical line. So I would go to wherever my x-axis is because it says x equals, and then I'm going to plot a point at 5. And because it says x equals the number, this is going to represent a vertical line. So the graph for x equals 5 would be a vertical line at 5. Now, if it says y equals 5, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go to the y-axis, plot a point, and my line would be horizontal. So x equals a number, we plot a vertical line at that number. If y equals a number, we plot a horizontal line at that number.